What's up, guys? Anybody? Getting the last few little things done here. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing today? What's up, RC Smith? We are working on the, like I said, the Outcast here, the Outcast 6S, and working on the Kraton 6S, the V4. And those two cars for sure, because yesterday's little bash session was a little hard on a few of them. Funny, I had the same thing happen to both cars. I mean, the Outcast and the Kraton 6S have identical issues. The one problem is pretty minor. Popped the pillow ball out of both of the passenger sides. But the big problem is both of them started making a bad clicking noise under braking in the air when trying to correct them, which tells me the front diffs, I don't honestly remember if I shimmed the front on these cars or not. I thought I did, but I may not have. What's up, Alden? How's it going, buddy? So, we're going to be popping the pillow balls back in. I don't know if any of these are broken. I got to look at the front knuckles and see if it broke them or not, or if it just popped them out. Hopefully it just popped them out, but I might have one or two of these front knuckles or carriers or whatever you want to call these things. Bulkhead, yeah. But, yeah, it was crazy because I ran the Outcast first yesterday, was having a good time with it, and ended up bad driving. You can't blame it on the car. It was just, car got all crazy in the air, came down on the front corner, blew the front pillow ball out. But before that happened is whenever I noticed all of the noise coming out of the front end under braking, and that part, obviously, there's something going on with the differential. Hopefully I didn't break any teeth or anything yet, and it's just skipping. And it's weird, it's the first time I ran both of these cars really on the 120C and 100C LiPo. And I don't know if that, the extra power had any contributing factors to that or not, or if it was just coincidence, but we're going to tear them apart and see what's going on nonetheless. And hopefully they're not too bad. I know it's kind of early, probably for some people. Might be in the middle of a work day, but it's kind of was good timing. I'm trying to get some things fixed today. I'm hopefully going to head back out for a little fun time over the next tomorrow or Friday. I got to leave Saturday for Anaheim, California. I got to go out there for work for, I think, like 5 days. The drive shaft is a tiny bit bent, too. I might need to pull that out and straighten it out a little bit. Let's, wait a minute. The bearings yield quickly. Yeah, you know what? I need to check that because honestly, I've worked on the back and changed the bearings in the back because I've had more issues with the back on all the cars as far as just shimming them and just making sure. But the front, honestly, is something I've kind of neglected sometimes, and I know I shouldn't. But it just always seems to happen that way. But we'll take a look at it and see if the bearings are going bad. That could be it. Because both of the cars are doing the exact same thing. You know, I'm debating on that, but we're going to be kind of in a bad area because we got to stay. We're doing a show in Disneyland or Disney World or whatever. I get the two mixed up between that and the one in Florida. But anyway, we're doing a show in Disneyland or World, and there's not much. It's a very touristy, mostly blacktop area. So I don't know if it'd be a good idea to bring a car, honestly, or not, because I don't know if I'll get to use it. I thought about that already. I'd love to be able to go out there and hit some of the desert areas and a lot of the fun stuff. Like I see Earl Moorhead out there where he lives. Looks like some fun places to drive, but I don't know if I'll actually be able to have any good spots to do that. Yeah, I'm going to get the front end back together, and then I'm going to pull that out and see if it's a bearing going bad. It could be on both of them. Like I said, I have neglected the front a little bit on both of these cars. The EXB, I've had that thing front and back torn apart. I don't even know how many times. The EXB has seen more unwanted love than any of the cars, I think. That'd be fun. It'd probably be a lot of fun stuff to drive around in Disney, but I don't know how much they would like that. But yeah, unfortunately, I gotta work, gotta do that pesky work thing. Don't do too many shows in Disneyland, or World, like I said, whatever it is. So, it's not too bad. The last time I was out there was actually for, if any of you guys know what BlizzCon is, it's a giant gaming convention they do out there. And it was actually a lot of fun. I don't play a lot of games. I play, Call of Duty and stuff with some friends online. And that's really the only reason I do it, is just because it's fun on there, getting on there with the friends and stuff and playing. But it's a giant gaming convention for like all the major PC games mainly and stuff like that. But I was out there, not this past one because they didn't even hold it because of COVID, but the one before that. But it was fun. I'll bring you guys overhead here if you guys want to watch me mess with this thing. There probably could be some fun water slides out there, though, Alden. Probably could have some fun running a car around in Disneyland. It could probably be a good time. Yeah, this drive shaft's a little bent. I'm going to try to tap it straight here. It probably can't see that on camera, but it's got a nice bow to it. Nice part is, it's on the side that I can hammer on easily. One good tap looks like it fixed it pretty good. That's almost perfect. Maybe one more. Looks beautiful. What's everyone else up to today? Anybody having any fun? Are you guys sitting at work? Now if I can just get that back in there. Oh, the pin's trying to fall out of that. Get back in there. There we go. All the wheel bearings and everything still feel pretty good on there. They're nice and smooth. So hopefully, I'm hoping it's something simple in these diffs on making them click. Because I really don't want to get into massive teardown stuff at this point, but it might be inevitable. Alright. Wheel bearing straight. What's up, Commander Astig? I ain't pronouncing that right? Yeah. Yeah, we're back at it again. Working on the Outcast and Kraton 6S. I had some less than stellar driving skills yesterday a couple times and eventually crashed both of them. Landed them on the front corner. Blew the pillow balls out. Nothing too major, but that's not really the big issue. The big problem I'm dealing with at the moment is all of the clicking coming from the front diffs on both of them, the Kraton 6S and the Outcast. Under braking, that is. It's only under braking. Under throttle, they're fine. But under braking, I'm hearing a clicking. So, you got done painting all day. The Arm & Hammer, exactly. Always need the Arm & Hammer. It's amazing how a couple of little taps can straighten those things out so nicely. Well, this pillow ball does not want to come back out for some reason. I just had it out a second ago. There it goes. These are still the stock ones in this one. I changed a lot of the cars over to the... yeah, I forgot the name right now. I can't even think of it now. Having a total brain fart, guys. But the Delron ones. And they've been working pretty good on all the cars. Alright, well these are the simple parts done. Now, I guess... I don't know if any of you guys seen the picture. I'm excited to get my new Kraton body for the EXB. It's the older style body, which I really like the look of them. They're really cool looking bodies. But it should be here in a couple days. So I'm excited to get the new EXB body on. That should be fun. Never had a nice, pretty body. I'm going to hopefully not trash it too soon. I don't know if any of you guys seen them or followed them on there, but Gabe Martinez on YouTube and on Instagram and stuff does a lot of custom painting bodies. Really nice stuff. But he painted me up my Red Bull body because a lot of you guys know I like my Red Bull. So he painted me up a really cool looking Red Bull body. Really nice looking blue. And it's on its way in the mail now. Oh, you're painting a house. Oh, God. I'm sorry, man. Painting, I wish it was, but painting is not... I could paint stuff. I can't paint bodies, really. I can paint a solid color nicely, as you've seen on the the Typhon, but I am not a fan of painting. Never have been. I don't know what it is, but painting drives me nuts. Don't have the patience for it or something. Well, forgot I gotta pop one of these. Pop one of the sway bars off. I think. These ones are always such a pain to get back in and out, too. Trying to think which way I want to do this. I'm going to see if I can get this in and out of there without that. I have a feeling I'm going to end up fighting with it if I don't, but let's see if I can get this off of here. Which one will be less of a problem to get in and out? Well, that came off easy. Always going back on is always the fun part. Are you painting the inside or the outside of a house? I painted the outsides of houses. My parents have a really big farmhouse. And I remember at the first couple years we moved up there, it was that older school wood stuff. They've now since had it sided and done stuff, but it had getting painted, and that was an adventure painting that place. I mean, it took days upon days to paint that place. It is just, it's enormous. And ladders, just trying to get ladders tall enough to get up to everything was just a nightmare. No, I'm not running the diff locker on the EXB anymore. I have since got the new limited slip differential from, Horizon that they sent me. And I've had it in there. I shimmed it, put it in, and it's been working beautiful. I haven't had any issues with the rear of the EXB since getting the new one from Arma. Or Horizon, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I haven't had any other further problems with it since then. So I've just been keeping them in there. And in hindsight, I should have just left that wheel and drive shaft off of there, because now I got to fight Well, that was stupid. I should have just left that off. Because the drive shafts are awfully tight getting back in and out of the front of this thing. Come on, get out of there. But it is shimmed, because I thought I remember shimming this thing. Could definitely see. Yeah. There is definitely some teeth missing off of there. Oh, man. But I gotta check. Trying to feel this input cup, but it's kind of hard on it, and I should have just pulled the whole diff off of this thing. Alright, well, this is going to turn into a little bit more, because yes, Alden, you are correct, man. There is definitely some cup wobble in there. She is moving around a bit. A decent amount, really. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's flopping up and down. Definitely not what you want. Wondering how bad this gear is. I don't know if I have any more of these gears. Because I'm going to see how many teeth are jacked up. There's two. I can see there. I think that's the only spot. Nope, there's another one. Nope, there's two more. So, no, I guess that's the same spot. So there's two teeth messed up on this front diff, unfortunately. So, I'm going to have to look and see if I have a gear. I had some pieces left from the EXB. I don't remember if I had the spiral gear or not. This repair might come to a quick, quick end. So I got to take a look and see if I have those bearings also. I don't even know if I have the right bearings for the fronts of these because I haven't had to change any of those out in a while. So I do have one spiral cut gear. So this is actually my locker here. This was the locker that was in the rear of the EXB. It's locked nice and tight, but I can use this gear and throw it in there. What's going up on Riff? Devastation, what's up, man? Guy on a moose. What's up, buddy? Oh, you know, breaking stuff, trying to repair it. The good stuff, you know. Nothing like a good old after bash repair time. And I'm finding I have more stuff broken than I first anticipated. But we'll get her fixed up. I think the only thing that's going to be questionable is if I have the right gears for the differential for this thing. I'll have to take a look and see if I have those on my little parts wall over there. What's up, Earl? How's it going, buddy? We're working on the Kraton 6S and the Outcast 6S. Had a simple repair. We're putting the pillow balls back in, but both of the cars, I have apparently either bad bearings or skipped teeth. But I got a clicking noise coming from the front diffs on both of the cars under braking, so here goes more diff work, which is always a good time. Now, what side is this thing? Gotta pull the center brace out of here. Get all the bits and pieces. Actually, this isn't the EXP diff this time, Earl. It's the V4 and it's the front diff this time. So we did change it up a little bit this time. So, you know, there is that. Now, try to remember. Do I got to pull that whole... Man, it's been a little bit since I pulled the front diff out of this thing. I'm trying to remember what I got to pull out of this thing again. I think just these top screws. I can leave the rest of the steering stuff in there. I hope I can at least. We're going to try that. I think I'm going to remove both of these front wheels now and just get it over with so I'm not wrestling around with those at the same time with the... Which way should I do this? I guess I'll leave those. I just got to pull those fronts. Yeah, I mean, pulling between differential problems on all these cars, it's just, I think we should start our own company. I don't even know. It's like, there's been so many of these things ripped apart and repaired over the last year. It's just insane, to be honest with you. Oh boy, this is going to be fun, I have a feeling. I forgot that this has these goofy screws in this thing. I don't know how this is going to come out of here. I hope it comes out, period. The stainless steel skid plate that's on this thing, they gave me these longer Phillips in the front to reach, because at the time I didn't have the long enough Allens. But now I got to try and get this thing out of here. The skid plate's bent a little bit. Oh, this might be a nice little wrestling time, I have a feeling. I haven't had to have this thing out of here in quite a while. I mean, it's been holding up great. However, when it's finally time to do something with it, that's always when you regret certain things you did in the past. And using Phillips heads are always a regret on these things. I've had more MT4 diff problems than the Typhon. Yeah, Earl, I would say you've become one with the diff, for sure. Oh, come on, come out. I think it's actually coming out. I'm going to really try to find a long enough Allen when I put this back together. Because these goofy Phillips that they put in this thing, or that I put in this thing, are not ideal by any means. So hopefully these, the back ones are regular Allens, but the fronts were not. They're kind of these weird ones. They were smaller heads to fit these hot racing stainless steel skid plates, and they're kind of a pain. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think this is the only car that has two Phillips heads on it. And it was due to the length at the time when I was putting the front bumper on this thing, because with the hot racing skid plate and the RPM bumper, they just weren't quite long enough. And the only two screws I had at the time were the right the right size and length were too goofy Phillips. And so I had to use 2 of them, and I was regretting it now. So now I'm just trying to remember getting the rest of this thing apart. What else do I need to pull out of here? I guess I might as well just yank the back out of this thing. Back hinge pin brace. Like to just get the whole front off in one piece. Well, there we go. Now, I'm not a big fan. I don't know how much I like these goofy things that Army uses on their steering arms. Like, they're threaded, and they don't ever seem to hold. Like, they always come loose. I'm sure a lot of you guys have had the same problem with these things coming loose. And then you snap the screw off because it came loose. They're kind of a pain, honestly. This one's a little bit on the loose side. Probably should have just taken it off on the wheel side, to be honest with you, but we're this far now. Oh, here we go. One that doesn't want to come loose. There it goes. Good old MIP screwdrivers. They fit in there a little better and a little tighter. Alright. Well, now that we got the back end of the car away, we'll set that down there. And now deal with the front. So, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of play in there. The input gear, need a flashlight to see it better. But the input gear itself, I think, looks fine. It doesn't look like there's any teeth missing, I don't think. Now the input gear looks fine. So that part's promising. At least I didn't destroy that too. But there's definitely, I don't know, there's definitely some play in there. I could definitely see how that could cause it to skip a little bit. But I guess I gotta pull this back hinge pin brace off of here. To get to the pinion here. Alright. Oh. Oop. Now how tight is that thing going to be for me? Come on. There she goes. All right. Pull this thing out here and see what I got going on. All right, so there's the pinion. Looks like all the gears seem to look pretty good. Doesn't look like it caused any damage to that. So that's promising, at least, because I don't think I have one of those right now. Now, gotta save these goofy little washers. Take a look at these bearings. If it'll come out. There it goes. They're definitely nasty looking, but it is greasy in there, so. I mean, that one feels good. It's nice and smooth too. This one, on the other hand, I don't know. It doesn't feel very great. I'm going to see if I have one of those. I'm hoping I do. Actually, I think I do. I'm not sure if this one's new or not. I'm going to take a look at my other bearing stuff here and see if I have one that I know is new. It feels a lot better than the one I pulled out, that's for sure. Oh, I think I have a Fast Eddie one, actually. Yes, I do. Brandy new sealed one. There we go. That's what we'll put on it. And I think, actually, I have another... Yep. All right, well, we're just going to change it out with all new Fast Eddie bearings. 2 new sealed bearings. We'll call it a day. Perfect. Set these bearings aside so I don't put them back in something. I really wish there was something better than Lex. Yeah, trust me, I feel you, man. I just got done doing my Flex Seal on the new X-Max body, and you know the only issue I have with those indestructible bodies is they fall off the car. You know, every time you have a bad landing. So I got a new body for the X-Max because I already destroyed the one that I just did the Flex Seal to. So I got this, but I did the drywall tape and the shoe goo to it, and I mean, it feels good. Sounds, you know, I mean, it feels like it should hold up, but time will tell, I guess. We'll see how it works out. I'll tell you one thing. You know, everybody that's does the drywall tape, the drywall stuff, and the shoe goo to every one of their bodies, God bless you, is all I got to say. Because that is an insanity process. Between trying to get all the drywall tape stuff laid down and getting everything in place, it is a process. So, if it does not help that body immensely, I mean, honestly, I'd probably never do it again. It's not worth the $80 that a body costs to do that over again. But if it holds up really well and lasts a long time, you know, I might reconsider. All right, well, I'm gonna get the new bearings in this thing. Really hoping to not have all this come apart, but I don't think I'm going to be able to salvage it. All right, got that bearing in. All right. Outcast is getting a little bit of love. Oh, yeah, that feels much better. Yeah, there's zero play in there now. Thanks for that. I wasn't even honestly thinking about that, Alden. About the fact that it could be a bearing that was causing that. But that's definitely a fairly good chance that that's what did cause it. That feels pretty good. Can get this back together now. Which two screws was that? These. Make sure all this is seated down in there, right? Alright. Guess I'll bring you guys back overhead. And I said this last time, I need a mouse to be able to do that from overhead over here. Three Sons. What's up, Three Sons? Just notice you in here. I apologize, guys, if I'm missing some comments here. Kind of focused, you know, the differential focus you need. But I think Earl probably could close his eyes at this point and do it. And that's not necessarily a good thing. Oh, that actually feels pretty decent. Alright, well, now that I got that together, it's got some new bearings on her. Now it's time to change gears, I guess, literally. So, this one, I got one shim on this one. But this teeth definitely are good. So I'm just going to pull this whole. I got to change the diff cups because the diff cups on this one are kind of in bad shape, really. The EXB saw a lot of abuse with this differential locker in it. The bad part is, like I said, the Kraton, the 6S, is doing the same exact thing. And I know this is my last gear. So I'm going to have to figure out something with that. I'm probably just going to have to order the parts for that thing. That's right, that's the locker, you bonehead. Alright, well, we'll set the rest of that aside at the moment. Sitting here trying to pull the... I thought it was the sun gear. It's the locker. Do I think that the Armored Big Rock or the Granite 3S is more durable for bashing? Honestly, they're both pretty much the same. I have beat the snot out of both my Granite and my Big Rock, and they both pretty much held up the same. As far as handling wise goes, I would go with the Granite because the Granite is it's a longer wheelbase. It jumps really nice. It handles better. My Granite at the moment is down. If any of you guys seen the little clips I put up, the Granite unfortunately had its ending demise with the side of a skateboard ramp. I was at a skate park. I tried to thread the needle between two different ramps, caught the steel bars on the skateboard ramp and sheared off the one front wheel completely, kind of chipped in the chassis a little bit. And then I continued to run it for about another 20 minutes or so, jumping it and backflipping it with 3 wheels. And then basically did the exact same thing and then sheared off the back wheel. So now it's a 2-wheeled Granite at the moment. So the Granite needs some love. Alright, well, I'm going to pull this good gear off of here. That bearing feels pretty good. This is one of the sealed bearings I put on this one. So actually, I'm just going to leave I'm going to keep that bearing and just do that. Leave the diff cup. Yeah, the spiral cut gears I definitely like too, Earl. They definitely seem to hold up pretty decent. And I probably wouldn't even have had this problem had I checked the bearings a little sooner. You know, as they say, live and learn. And I always seem to learn the hard way. But you know what? Usually after I learn the hard way, I tend not to forget the next time. But hopefully that'll be true. Alright, well, I need this diff cup, little tiny shim or washer, or whatever you want to call that. This is the bad gear. This one does still have, alright, it's still good. So we'll do that. Oh no. Well, I just noticed something. And I'm wondering if any of you guys mentioned this already in here. But the input cups are different. I forgot that the EXB diff cups are different. They're heavier. So it looks like I'm going to have to use that cup. I'm hoping that everything else is, it looks like everything else should still work and line up normally. I'm hoping. Because honestly now I don't know. I forgot that the EXB used the heavier input cups. Sorry, I'm looking for my other pin now. Yeah. Did you know that, Errol? I'm assuming you did. That the EXB has the different diff cups. Now I can't even find it. Where'd it go? Learning something new every day. Everything else feels normal. Now I'm wondering if everything else is going to fit up. Nope, because now the sun gears don't fit. Well, this is kind of putting the kibosh to this idea. Should I run the locker in the front of the Outcast? I might have to just order some new gears. I'm going to take a look over on my wall for a minute, guys. I'm going to step off to the side here and see if I happen to have one of these gears. But I don't believe I do have a new one. But it's definitely the different gears. I forgot about that. I honestly wasn't anticipating that, guys. Not looking too promising. Lots of other parts and parts for stuff I don't even use or have. Well, that's a bummer. Well, what do you guys think? So, the gear from the EXB doesn't fit in here. I don't think I have any other gears. I have the cups. I have everything but the gears, it seems. Went through so many of those things during the EXB that I've never really had that many problems with. You think just throw the locker in the front, Earl? I'll order the parts and fix it later, but you think she'd be okay if I just do the locker in the front of the EXB? Because that's what I'm kind of leaning towards now. Yeah. I think I might just do that, guys, for now. This will be a temporary thing. I don't know how I'm going to like it, honestly, like that. But I might have to. Where did my washer go? Because that's from that. All right. All right, Errol. Well, I'm going to go with that. I'm just going to throw the locker in the front of this beast for a little bit. But first, I have to find the other pin now. I threw it in here, and it kind of disappeared. There it is. All right. The one I have is a little bit too small. Well, we're going to go with the locked diff in the Outcast for a little bit. In the front, that is. Maybe I'll like it. All right. Yeah, you know what? Three Sons RC. I'm wondering the same thing, because if there's going to be something different, if they're going to do a different Kraton 4S or something like that, because that's another car I broke yesterday, was the Kraton 4S. I busted both ends of the center brace. Both of them sheared off at the shock towers. And I broke a drive shaft, a front drive shaft, that is. And so the Kraton 4S needs some work, and that car's always been a problem child like no other. Every time I've had an issue, that thing's giving me a lot of issues over the time I've had it. But it'd be nice if they came out with something different that maybe they cured those problems with. But who knows? What's going on with the screw? Screw's kind of weird. Hoping I have some longer ones like that. It's always the panhead ones that are the hard ones to have the right length. Got tons of the button cap ones. Maybe. I gotta get a new screw assortment, I think. I'm not finding... There we go. Right of course, at the very end of the jar, I find them. It's always at the end. Had to make sure I dumped out every single screw. I just like to get the Outcast back up and running. I got the... I was having fun with it out there yesterday, man. That thing was flying nice, was handling great. But it was like after the second or third jump, all of a sudden I just started hearing that clicking, grinding noise. It was like, oh no. Knew what that was immediately. Yeah, I hate build it, break it, fix it. How's it going? But yes, it was a bad landing. I was, well, you know me. I build it, break it, fix it, left. But I wasn't being too hard on the Kraton 4S. And I was sending it off the one jump down at the track. And she did come down a little bit, you know, back heavy. And I think it was that jump. But like I said, it sheared off both ends of that center support. The front drive shaft broke. And can't remember. I think that was it. But it was enough already. Alright, these are matching screws. But I put those, I put the long, or the heavy-duty CVD slider drive shafts on it. And they were on the back, and they're holding up really well. And I need to put them on the front, but I'm kind of torn how much more money I want to continue to put in the car. Is kind of my question at this point. It sounds like it's going to storm again, guys. I got my garage door open here, and I am hearing some heavy rumbling going on outside. Doesn't sound real good. One of these days, I'm going to probably land in the tree. It will not surprise me. I don't know. Did you guys see? Sometimes I can't even remember what video was up. Sorry, I'm having some issues here with this one screw, the length of it. But anyway, the one video with the Typhon, I did off that big jump. I actually did finally send it off into the tree, and I mean, that thing just absolutely flew. I could not believe the distance I got out of the Typhon 6S. That thing was an absolute rocket. Actually, you know what, Earl? I haven't eaten today yet either. But no, it went from sunny outside to dark. They were calling for a tornado watch or something here earlier, I heard, but the sun started coming out, and it looked like it was actually getting nicer out. However, it's not looking so nice now. So if I suddenly vanish, you'll know I have lost power or internet. This one screw, I need to order a whole nother differential for this thing. This one screw on the diff cup is a little bit messed up, and it's not grabbing very well. So I'm trying to find a different screw now. I don't know if that's going to mess anything else up if I try and put this in there. $4.99. What? Where are you at again, Riff? I know you've told me before, but I have the memory sometimes of a bird. So, I apologize. Well, I'm not having much luck with the finding the screw I need for this thing. Not much luck at all. I don't think this is going to fit. No. Rough day today. Rough day. Wrong size. Yeah, this diff cup is just plain worn from all the times of winding this EXB differential in and out a billion times. And I don't think this one I have down here is an EXB. I think this is... No, that's the regular 4S one. Okay. Well, I'm just going to have to search for a screw that'll work in here for now. It's all kind of temporary. I probably only run it a few times before I tear it apart again and put the proper stuff in it. So I'm going to order the differential stuff for tonight and put her back together the proper way. But I'd just like to get it up and running and take it out here this weekend. But it's all fighting me. Can't find the right screws. So I got in this thing. Well, I think I'm just going to wind it in there the best I can and call it a day with it. Because I can't find what I really need. I was hoping I had one. But it doesn't look like it. So, enough messing around looking for a screw. And we're just going to put one in there. All right. Enough of that. Kind of odd what it's doing. Why it's hitting. I think, oh, because this is the side with the grub screw for the... There we go. All right. Well, I need a baggie here for diff parts. Actually, I think I'm just going to set it all over here. Because I might have to use some of this stuff whenever I get the new one in Or I might just order a complete one, completely done already. And not mess around with it. Alright, well, get this thing back together. Now for the fun part of trying to get the dry shafts lined back up again. What's up, Gaz? How's it going, buddy? Man. The dry shafts are really fighting me today. Alright, well, we got that started. Maybe. Oh. Wondering what it's hitting. Always trying to get that shim to lay flat. Trying to get this back down in here is always the fun part. Man, that not even seating down in there right. I don't know if this diff cup, it obviously made the tolerances a little bit different, but man, that thing is really tight. What's up, Herbie Racer? Hey, how's it going, man? Sitting here working on all the stuff I broke yesterday. I don't like the feel of this diff cup, this differential in here, guys. Like, this one side feels extremely tight. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, it's definitely no play whatsoever. It seems like it's definitely a tiny bit wider than a stock one. Well, I'm going to see if I can get the cover on it. And that'll kind of tell me if this is going to fit or not. Because honestly, it should fit, but I've never tried sticking the EXB diff in this thing, so it very well might not. No? Alright. I gotta loosen up the pillow balls on that side. See how this thing looks down underneath here. I mean, the tolerance, everything feels pretty good down in there. There's no play whatsoever. There is none from side to side. I mean, it's nice and tight from side to side. So hopefully that... Earl, are you still... Yeah, are the... Do you know, Earl, off the top of your head, does the EXB and, like, the Outcast and all them use the same size, spur gear, ring gear? Yeah, I guess it, everything looks like it's fitting up nicely. guess. I guess we'll find out, huh? Like I said, this is going to be temporary until the new diff comes, but don't want to destroy anything else. We'll see what happens. Hey, what's up, Earl? RC Guy Garage. Sorry, I'm missing a lot of comments going on here. Alright, well, we're going to start putting this thing back together now. And I'll keep this other diff for when the new one shows up. I can put... either have parts. Doesn't the EXB use the same style gears? They both have the spiral cut gears. I just wasn't sure if it was the same size as far as tooth. I mean, everything on mine, Earl, the mesh feels good. Like, it doesn't feel like there's any extra play. I mean, everything feels pretty good. It was just weird that how much tighter that the whole diff was in the cup, like seating it down in there. I mean, there is no play whatsoever. It's very a tight fit in there, which is good, but it's just kind of odd. So it was concerning me a little bit. But I'm going to put the screws on and see what it's like here. Well, yeah. Well, this is, yeah. That's maybe why it's not feeling quite right. I mean, the mesh on the pinion feels pretty decent. But it is a GP cut spiral gear. Well, now I'm just questioning if I should run this until the new differential stuff comes, or... because out this is the GP cut, you know, from the EXB, is what's on here. I'm gonna throw the screws in this thing and see something. Okay, I got you, Alden. Well, what to do? I don't know whether or not to run it, you know, for a run or two with the way it is. If I have a whole new diff coming for it. Put her back together. Yeah, honestly, I didn't even know that those had, you know, that there was an actual difference with the spiral cut GP or the spiral cut. Yeah, I mean, something with the mesh doesn't... it just doesn't feel right. It has kind of like a, not really a binding, but it just doesn't feel natural. It definitely feels like it's cutting into, you know, it's meshing up together differently. What's a good road car for on-road and off-road? The Typhon 6S. Car's a ton of fun. Kind of just spinning this thing to see what it kind of feels like. Yeah, I have a feeling it might not last very long. I don't know. I mean, it feels tight. There's not a bunch of slop, but the mesh just feels different. That's for sure. But I'm thinking that since I'm just gonna order a new diff and pinion. That just for the sake of science, you know, seeing what happens. Yeah, the Spyro is different for sure. EXP to V4, I found out. No more. Well, maybe it's time I just set this aside. Maybe I should just set this all aside, order a new diff. This one needs a whole new diff, really. Actually, no. I mean, I just need 2 gears, I guess. Need to order 2 new gears and 2 new pinion gears, and order those in, and then change out to the one on the Outcast and on the Kraton 6S, because, like I said, I heard the same problem coming from that car. This might be a bust, guys. Yeah, I'm not sure I mean, the pinion looks okay. I mean, it definitely has wear. But, you know, I'm looking at that spiral on the GP cut here, and then I'm kind of looking at the regular spiral cut, and it definitely has a different pitch to it. Like this GP one has a tiny bit more of a slant to it. And that's probably why, obviously, they don't mesh up right. Fine, Alden. I'll bail out of it. Alright, well. Fine. We'll set this all aside. Unfortunately, there's not going to be a lot I can even do with the I can't seem to talk today. Much more I can do with even the 6S now, because I don't know if there's really any point. I'm gonna reseat the pillar balls and stuff on it. However, I know there's very not much point in tearing that apart, because I know it needs gears also. Because I already heard that one clicking and grinding and making weird noises. Well, yeah, I was just... And it might be the wrong way, and I'm sure it is. But I was contemplating just putting it together and running it, knowing I was going to destroy it, but then I might destroy the diff case, or something else could rip apart and cause even further problems. So I'm just going to order the parts and do it right. You guys are all my conscience here. I'll grab the Limitless here. I'm going to put the Outcast up on a lift here and get it out of the way. get all the parts and pieces. I'll tell you what though, Alden, your shock towers have still been holding up pretty good. The Outcast has taken some nasty hits, and so far the front ones on this one, I did have to straighten out the back one once, but the front one's been holding up awesome. And the Outcast is in pieces. Always makes me slightly sad seeing the Outcast broken. Thing has always been such a fun car. Been a really good car to me too. Like, it hasn't given me a ton of problems. Trying to get some of this diff grease off my hands. Yeah, I mean, the back one I've had to straighten out once or twice when it came down really hard. But the front one's been holding up great. Apparently, I just haven't crashed it hard enough on the front. Alright. Anyway, so, build it, break it, fix it. You wanted to see this thing. So, the electronics are hopefully be here very soon. I was been toying around, and I know you guys have seen the video, on this thing. What's up, Nitro Freak? How's it going, bud? Was just watching your stream last night. But anyway, so I was toying around with the idea, if you guys seen the video, of putting the 6S ESC and a BLX motor and stuff in it. And I did. And I'm sure lots of you guys will get a laugh out of this too. Now, the gearing on this thing, this is where I'm still learning on the speed cars and just in general, the best setup for them. Now, I was messing around, and of course, I was just down here one day kind of messing around in the garage. I threw the BLX motor, the 2050 BLX motor in here. I threw the 6S ESC in it. Fired it up, just threw the 100C LiPo in this thing. Ran it around for about 5 minutes, if that. She was spinning a little bit of high R's, but honestly, I don't know if that would have caused it, but all of a sudden, all I seen was a puff of smoke come out underneath the hood of this thing. Or the bonnet, if you're in the UK. But the ESC went up in smoke. So, I was going to then mess around and do something else, but I've decided again, all of you guys were speaking in my conscience, and I decided I'm just going to do this thing because I'm not in a gigantic rush to get this thing out there. And I obviously want to get it running here as quick as I can, but I decided I am just going to wait for the proper ESC and motor coming in for this thing and get a good set of batteries I got ordered for it. And kind of do this thing right from the start, and then kind of build it up from there. But I do have the Castle 1717, the Mamba X8, Mamba 8, whatever it is, with the 1650 kV motor coming for it. So it should rip pretty good. And I was talking with Alan Cost about that one day. I was texting him, and we're talking back and forth about maybe what the best setup for this thing would be, and I was debating between going with like an 800 kV motor and gearing it to the moon and which way to kind of go, and kind of decided on the 1650 and go that route. So that's what we got coming for it, and it's a fun car. I think handles great. In the short amount of time I drove it, but it was fun anyway. I was just looking at some of your comments here real quick. You want? No, Alden. No, I don't need another ESC. I only decided to do that because the ESC was sent to me from Horizon, because when I first called them the day, he was telling them, honestly, I kind of got basically a free ESC. I called them, was telling them about the thing cutting out, and I first thought that there was more of an issue, but now I've learned, the ESC was fine. Anyway, they sent me an ESC, and So I decided to pull temporarily the ESC out of my Outcast and throw it in this thing. And that's the one I burned up. So I put the brand new Firma ESC that they sent me, I put that in the Outcast. So I'm just going to be patient. I'm going to be patient and just wait for the other ESC motor show up here and put it in this thing. I don't know what pinion, and I don't know if any of you guys, I got a good group of speed people in here, or at least they're a lot better than me. You know, what pinion, this has the stock spool in it right now, but what pinion I should put on that castle setup is kind of what I'm debating. I have a lot of pinions here, and I know I also need to get a different motor mount, I believe, to even be able to fit anything bigger than that 28 tooth pinion that comes with this thing, because anything larger than I already seen, like my 30 and 32, will not fit in that motor mount. So I got to find a different motor mount, I guess, to accommodate the larger pinions. The 3434. What's... trying to remember... what size spool comes stock in these? I haven't even looked. .28 pinion, 34 spool to start. That'll be 120 mile an hour. Now, what size spool's in this thing stock, Earl? You would think I would know that. But I haven't thought, like I said, I haven't messed around with it much yet. I've been messing around with the bashers and doing that stuff and kind of just slowly messing around with this car. Yeah, Night Sure Freak, I'm in the same boat, man. Like, you know, the bashers and stuff like that, you know, I have a little more, you know, time with working on them and playing around with stuff. But the speed cars, dude, I mean, I'll just be completely upfront. I am a total noob. I don't know the best, you know, ratios to go with certain motors, because I know, you know, obviously the Castle motors, you know, don't cut out and will rev higher, so you can kind of do gearing differently on those versus the Hobby Wing. But I'm completely new at this, so I'm learning. All right, so the 28 tooth pinion, Earl, that they sent me with the car will be fine, because that's what I threw on it. I had the stock spool on here, and I put the 28 tooth pinion that they sent with the, you know, with the parts with it. I threw that on this motor, the 2050 motor, the BLX, and the ESC. And like I said, that's what I ran it on for like 5 minutes, and it went up in smoke. So, hey, Al, now take it easy, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, man. Oh, wait a minute, is Riff leaving? Well, whoever's leading, thanks for stopping in. That's you, Riff. Oh, no, sorry. I is Alan. All right, thanks for stopping in, Alan. I appreciate it. See, I don't want to get too crazy. I don't want to get in over my head. You know, I know everybody always wants to try to get as fast as can, but I'm not looking to take this thing out there for the first time and go hit 130 or 140 mile an hour. Like, I know I need to learn and obviously the handling and not mess with this thing. So I will do that then. I'll just get, you know, the Castle set up in here and do the stock gearing on it and get comfortable with it. Another question I had for you guys, anybody doing the speed stuff, do you think that the distance, you know, running it on the DX5C transmitter I have would be better, or do you think the Dumbo would be better on this thing, the Dumbo transmitter and receiver combo? Because I'm debating what I want to put on this thing. I know a lot of guys run the radio link with the extra antenna and boosters, and I know, Earl, you got a whole nother setup. But I don't have all of that at the moment, so I'm just wondering if my stock or my DX5C would be okay on this thing for the time being. Yeah, I can imagine the 150, that thing would be a little hard to control. All right, well, that's good to know, Earl. I appreciate the information on the gearing now that I know that I can basically run the stock stuff they sent me on that new Castle setup and not torch anything, I guess, or cause any problems. Well, while we're sitting here, I'm gonna pop the pillow ball back in the 6S here. Did this fall out of? Oh, that was a center drive shaft out of the Outcast. Like, where did drive shafts come from? I know a lot of people like the Dumbo transmitters. Okay, well then that solves that, because I honestly wanted to put my Outcast on the DX5, because I mean they're just the bashers, and I like my DX5 just for out there running. So I'm going to then take one of my DX5 receivers, and I'll put that in the Outcast, and then take the Dumbo setup that is in the Outcast right now and put it on the infraction and run it that way, because I've noticed that Dumbo definitely has some good distance to it. I've been running the Outcast on it, and I was kind of messing around one day just seeing, how far I could get the Outcast out there. And I was amazed. I mean, for such a cheap transmitter-receiver combo, it's amazing how well they work. And I mean, the reaction on them is great. All of it. They're honestly really good combos. I'm surprised by them. Make sure controller batteries. All right. Yeah, I think it stinks, because I mean the receivers for the DX5 are like anywhere from $35 to $60 for one receiver. But I do like the DX5. I like the way that it feels and the handling of it. But the receivers are just kind of ridiculously expensive, honestly. I found for the bashers, I'm just using the 2-channel or 3-channel or whatever they are. They're only like $30. And that's what I've been putting in my bashers, and they've been working great. And I'll just put one of those in the Outcast. That way I can take the Dumbo from there and put it in. This drive shaft's actually still straight. But I'll put that transmitter and stuff in the Limitless then and go that route. So I'm definitely excited to get the Limitless out there. I want to take that thing out for a rip. But I was just waiting on the castle setup, because a bunch of stuff was on back order, and my local hobby shop was ordering in for me, and I was just trying to get it from them. I've been trying to just get as much stuff as I possibly can from them, as long as they have it in stock or can get it relatively quick. I'm going to try to make sure those guys stick around and stay in business, And if I have to wait a few days or a week sometimes for a part that I'm not in a rush for, I'll do it to help them out. So, see, I have my FlySky GT5 too. I don't know. I mean, is the GT5 any better range than the DX5 or the Dumbo, or would it be compared to the Dumbo? Because I do have this also. And I have a couple receivers for it. Well, now you have me. I know. I was looking at the Radio Link ones last night. I was online checking a few different things out, and I was looking at the price of them. And then I started questioning. I'm like, are these really the same ones that everyone's using just because of the price? So could do that too, but I'm still trying to get everything else on my DX5 because I'm tired. I'm tired of going out running for the day and having, cars on so many different transmitters and then forgetting. It's just like yesterday. I went down to the track and took down the Outcast and the Kraton 4S and a bunch of cars. I get down there, and I run the Kraton 4S, I break it, and then go to bring out the Outcast and realize I forgot the transmitter for it. I grabbed the wrong transmitter. because I forgot the Outcast didn't have, not this, but the Outcast wasn't on the DX5, so I had to drive back home, get the right transmitter, and then go back down again. So I'm trying to get everything on one transmitter. Just for that reason, and that is the only reason really at all that I want to do that, is just because I want to be able to just take one or two transmitters with me and be able to control everything. I still have the X-Max on the stock transmitter because honestly I don't mind that TQ transmitter, and I figure if that's the only one I have that's kind of different, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm debating on trying the Fly Sky, but I have a feeling, I mean, it could have been bad batteries, but when I was using it down at the motocross track one day, whenever I hit that one long jump that I hit down there, when I run it out to the very end, at the very back of the fence, it seemed like I was losing control with it. And if that's the max range on it, it definitely wouldn't be enough for a speed car. That's for real sure. So, I don't know. I'm probably just going to either run that Dumbo. I'll probably put that Dumbo on it for now. Because I'm going to order another receiver for the Outcast and go that route, I think. Well, threw the pillow ball back in on the Kraton here. However, the front diff is making the exact same noise. I wonder what the diff cup feels like on this car. Oh yeah. The front diff cup on this one's wobbling around a little bit too. More than normal. Like I know you get that tiny little bit of, but this is, looks like this one needs the same treatment. So I'm just going to order 2 gears and 2 pinion, 2 input gears and 2 new spur gears. And do that because I'll probably have to worry more. Oh no, I do have. I did see another bearing, so I think I actually have enough bearings to do the front of this one too. Well, that's unfortunate. It's crazy how both of them kind of went out about the same time. EXB, I probably should check that one next soon. I'm probably just going to order a few gears while I'm at it. I'll order some for the EXB too because I haven't messed with the front diff gears on the front of the EXB in a while. The back of them I know are good. I had just recently put those ones in and then cleaned it out and changed the fluid on it. But the fronts I was neglecting a little bit. Next on your list is the Max. Yeah, I've really contemplated the Max. I mean, they look like a pretty fun truck, and they seem pretty durable. But I'm still thinking, as far as my next basher goes, type car, I think after I get the Limitless kind of built and get everything put in there, I think the next car I'm going to actually get might be the Losi. I might get I'm either going to get a Losi, that DBXLE. I really want to try one of those. They look like a lot of fun. That or build some sort of build thing. I know Hardcore just recently built that EB410 or whatever. It looks like a pretty fun car, and I've been thinking about still getting some sort of like basher / race style car like that. So hard to say. Right now, I'm just going to kind of maintain a few of the cars I have, and then get this Limitless up and running. And you guys all know how the maintenance goes on these. It's a never-ending battle. Especially now, I think, let's see, well, the granite's pretty much out of the picture for the time being. I don't even know, honestly, guys, if I'm going to try to put the granite back together because it needs a lot. It needs new A-arms, new chassis, new shocks, and tie rod links, and basically everything you could imagine on one whole side of the car is gone, plus the chassis. So I don't know yet if the granite's going to go back together. It might just turn into a 3S parts car now. Because you're kind of doing a lot of stuff with the big rock. So if I want to take something out, it's usually what I take out anymore, and it's the big rock anyway. But I have a lot of fun with the X-Max too. But I always have fun with the Kratons taking these things out there. The EXB, so far the last run was okay for me. And this right here, guys, I know people might not like these cars or agree, but this Typhon, honestly, for out there just launching them and overall handling, this thing is the most fun out of everything I have at the moment. I mean, the X-Max and stuff like that, they're great. They jump nice. But I mean, this thing just as an absolute rocket. The way that this thing jumps and flies is just insane. I know the poor granny has seen its day. It has it's a little on the rough side. I can't even get to it down here, but there is I mean, here's one piece of it. You can see, I mean, the front knuckles sheared off. Drive shafts are gone. I mean, it had one heck of a final bashing. It definitely, as it did in its heyday, it was impressive. The thing just took an absolute pounding, and the fact that we're still out there able to do double backflips with 3 wheels and the beating it took, I mean, it was just impressive. The car has always been great. The thing's been a blast. Yeah, the granite exploded. It hit that rail on the skateboard ramp, and I mean, I think, well, it's not the next video I'll be posting up, but I think it's the one after that, somewhere under, but you'll see, guys, I mean, it comes down the first time, shears the wheel completely off, spins around, and they run it for a while, and right at the very end, I come in to try to do the same jump again, and that time it just slams the whole back wheel into the same, almost the same spot. Completely lodged the car underneath the skateboard ramp. I had to shut the camera down and pry and wiggle just to get the car back out of the ramp. Poor car just took an absolute beating. I know, Earl. I mean, you don't need 3 wheels, you know. Honestly, you don't need 4 wheels. I mean, 3 wheels worked pretty good on the Granite. But I'm hoping, the only issue I had with this Typhon, well, it's not even the car itself, but tires. You know, I have the 16-tooth pinion on this thing now. I dropped it down a lot, obviously, from the speed runs. And I don't know if he's still in here now, but Build It, Break It, Fix It. Yes, he is. Just finished putting on my differential right. I know you want to see me put the castle setup into this thing and make this car go 100 mile an hour. And you know, when you mentioned that, it really, you know what, I mean, for the sake of that whole time of trying to get this car to 100 mile an hour, I would honestly love to, but I just don't know if I want to, you know, chance. I think I just want to go directly into the Limitless and just kind of have some fun with that, but I am giving it some thought, honestly. It's not a bad idea. I think it could be fun. But, yeah, no, anyway, got sidetracked. Was the tires on this thing, because in the last time I had this thing out, was absolutely launching this car, but the tires, those goofy Duratrax tires, which I apologize if any of you guys in here like Duratrax tires. However, I will never buy another set of Duratrax tires so long as I live. Every single pair of Duratrax tires I've had have blown off the tires, have ripped apart. I've had just countless problems with them, and it caused the last crash on this thing because the tire completely exploded. Both the foams fly out, and they were glued, and I try to pre-glue them before I even run them because a lot of times, you know, the factory glue isn't the best. But they still exploded and came apart. So I threw these the track tires back on this thing. These things are pretty well glued on. So I'm going to hopefully take this thing out here tomorrow or the next day and hopefully give it another rip. I know. I do want to reach my goal. I know I was just hell-bent on getting this thing 200 mile an hour, and it came so close. 98 mile an hour, and I still say that GPS kind of, I don't even know what nice word I could say right now. Anyway, those things, I even ran it in my truck and was trying to look and see how accurate those things were. And that GPS was always 2 to 3 mile an hour slower than anything else I tested it against. So, I mean, I think this car hit 100 mile an hour, but the GPS just, I either, didn't have the speed going long enough for a long enough period of time for that thing to register. But the old Typhon, she flew, though. It still got up and moved. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes, I agree, Earl. The GPS did rob me of the 100 mile an hour on this thing because I truly believe in my heart that this thing hit 100 mile an hour. It didn't register right. It just was reading slow, as those GPSs do. It was reading slow because after that day, I decided that I threw the GPS up on my dashboard of my truck, and there's a long straightaway on a highway that I come back on, and I maintained for a good minute probably about 65, 68 mile an hour, and that thing the whole time read. It was teetering back and forth between 2 and 3 mile an hour slower than what I was actually going in the truck. And I know my truck's on, and I even did a top speed on it, did a top speed on my truck and a top speed on that, and it was the same thing. It was about 2 to 3 mile an hour slow every time. So I'm like, but I know for the sake of videos and saying I hit 100 mile an hour, the GPS didn't say it, so it doesn't count, I know I need to get one of the new ones, the new GPSs, the Bluetooth ones. I know those ones seem to be a little more accurate, so I need to get myself one of those, especially when I start doing the runs on the Limitless, to make sure I'm actually getting accurate readings on that thing, because the poor Typhon got robbed, I think, guys. But it's an amazing car, nonetheless. I mean, the thing's awesome on the track. It's an awesome basher. It's obviously a great speed car. If you're looking for, a little bit of both, or, a car that could do anything, that's your rig. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for the stream today. I was hoping to go a little longer. However, parts and things didn't work out the way I hoped. I need to order some parts. I need to order some gears and some pinion gears and some bearings. And also I'm going to order the center braces for the Kraton 4S too, because I got to get the both ends for the center brace for the Kraton and actually the drive shafts. I haven't ordered those yet. So I guess I'll go upstairs and order that stuff, and maybe we'll do another one whenever I get back. Like I said, I got to go out to Anaheim, California for a week, so I'll be out there. But when I get back from that, parts should be in, and we can maybe I'll do another live stream and actually get these things put together. By the way, Earl, what parts of California are you in anyway? Earl, that would hurt. Getting 99.9. Like, that would definitely hurt me. Oh, man. But I know you. Oh, you're next to Anaheim. Yeah, I'll be out there. I gotta be staying pretty much right beside the convention center there. I'll be out there on. I come out Saturday and I'll be out there till the 3rd. Yeah, we're doing some show in Disney World or Disneyland, whatever one show it is. I don't remember. But yeah, we actually have a dark day too on Memorial Day. We're not, because they're not doing anything out there, so we're not doing anything on Memorial Day out there. All right, I'll shoot you a buzz, man. I'll message you when I get out there. Like I said, we'll be sitting around doing nothing on Memorial Day, so maybe I'll see what's going on. It'd be nice to actually meet up with some of you guys in person and have a little bash session. It'd be fun. That would be fun. How far away exactly, like time-wise? Because, I mean, I'll have a rental car and stuff. I could come out. I'd love to come out and witness one of your speed runs out there in person. Learn from some of the masters here. Because that could be fun. Oh, that's not bad at all. I will definitely message you when I get out there, bud. And maybe we'll try and set something up. I appreciate that. Build it, break it, fix it. But yeah, that wouldn't be too... Manic Mountain from Disneyland, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will, I'll shoot you a buzz if... I don't know... I'll have to get a hold of your email, or... I'll tell you what, here, I'm going to post my email real quick. And you can shoot me an email on there, and I'll get in contact with you. Sorry, I'm typing. Making sure I wrote this right. Yeah. So yeah, shoot me an email, and I'll give you my contact information, or whatever. If we'll trade contact information, I can actually just text you or call you or whatever when I get out there, and we'll figure something out. That could be fun. I'd love to come out and watch you do one of your speed runs out there and see your setup. Thanks, Riff. I appreciate it, buddy. Been fun. Sorry we didn't get much really accomplished here today, honestly. Tore apart the Outcast, threw the pillow balls back in, but got to get parts, unfortunately. There's more parts needed than I first anticipated. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it. I appreciate you all stopping in today. I know didn't get anything actually bricks, but it's always good chatting with you guys. I enjoy it. You have to get a speed run. Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to give one a rip. I'll try not to wreck it. Now, just because you see what I do with, how I treat or crash some of the bashers, I promise I won't do that to your car. Thank you, Robert Sanchez. I appreciate it, bud. Thanks, Bill, to Break and Fix. I appreciate you all stopping in, guys. I really do. I always appreciate you guys coming in, saying hi. All the support. Thank you. I'm glad you were entertained. So we tried to do. Didn't get much accomplished, but I'm glad it was a little bit entertaining. Thanks for tuning in, Wisdom and Motorsport. I appreciate it, bud. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it. I will get in touch with you. I'll talk with you here shortly, Earl. Like I said, I come out there Saturday night, so I'll be around. But I appreciate you all coming and stopping by, guys. So you guys know the routine. Till next time, y'all, be safe. Be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.